we're not powerless here. This is not a monarchy. We don't have to just sit back and just watch what our leaders are doing. We can get involved. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, but the Congress should be having hearings on this, should be talking about the congressional role. Remember, the Constitution gives the Congress the power to declare a war. They should be getting much more involved in this port. The mass movement that has erupted since the Trump presidency should be starting to get involved. Yes, there are pressing domestic issues, but this is an issue that could trump all of our domestic issues if it goes into the worst case scenario. And right now, every step we're taking is bringing us closer to war. In the last few weeks, there hasn't been one step taken in the other direction. We've got to get our political leaders to move the other way.
But there's the North Korean nuclear program as well, and the threats coming out of Pyongyang. I mean, the Americans look at that and worry as well.
Yes, this can be fixed. Remember, negotiations have worked before. In fact, it's the only thing that worked. Going back to one of your previous callers, we froze the North Korean program for 8 years, starting in 1994. They didn't build a single bomb. If we hadn't done that, they would have had 100 nuclear bombs by now. We froze the missile program for 8 years due to negotiations. We almost had a deal in 2000 to make that freeze permanent, to roll back the whole program. But unfortunately, President Bush came in with a different strategy, a different plan, a regime change plan, an axis of evil plan. We walked away from the deal, not North Korea. That's one of the big reasons we're faced with this crisis right now. We gave up on negotiations when we should have doubled down.
Ellen Robach, in a word, do you think the U.S. government understands the potential environmental implications of any nuclear exchange?
No, I don't. We've done a lot of research on this, and we don't have any evidence that they're paying attention. I talked to President Obama's nuclear advisor, and they really weren't interested.
And here we are. An education today, too much to think about right there. Ellen Robach at Rutgers University, thank you very much for being with us today.
You're welcome.
Courtney Teague at Honolulu Civil Beat in Honolulu, thank you very much for joining us, Courtney.
Thank you.
And Joseph Circione at Ploughshares Fund in Washington. Thank you, Joe.
My pleasure, Tom.
I'm Tom Ashbrook. This is On Point.